just look at that face. I can tell you right now that whatever that darn Nellie Oleson is contemplating, well, she's up to no good. That said, the actress who played Nellie, well, she's completely different. In fact, one might say that she was and is the polar opposite of the character that she played on television so many years ago. And I bet, after you're done watching this video, you're likely to see Alison, in a completely different light. So for those of us that have been around long enough to remember Little House on the Prairie's debut on NBC, we know that it was an instant hit, and it certainly was in my home as well. My own father had read us the Little House books at bedtime, and because of that, this show quickly became my sister Valerie's favorite thing to watch each week. I liked it, but I didn't love it the same way that she did. Still, there was a lot for me to enjoy about the series. I've already talked in another video about this guy. Yep, Mr. Edwards is played by Victor French. Well, he was just like I had imagined him when my father had read us those books so long ago. Sure, he was a rough and tumble, troubled, salt-of-the-earth kind of feller, but he also had an absolute heart of gold. And then there was that darn Nellie Oleson. When the real Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote about Nellie in her books, the character was actually an amalgamation of a few girls that Laura had known growing up. And while Alison and Melissa Gilbert played characters that, let's just say, were not the best of friends, off-screen and in real life, they were exactly that, really good friends. You've already suspected this, right? I've been leading up to this. Alison was playing against type. Because, quite frankly, the lady is about as nice and as kind as they come. By the way, Melissa and Alison remain extremely good friends to this very day. Speaking of friendships, Alison also enjoyed working with Catherine McGregor on the show. McGregor was also playing against type as Nellie's gossipy and self-centered mother, Harriet. And when McGregor passed away in 2018, it was refreshing to read the tributes that the various child actors shared online. Melissa Gilbert remembered Catherine as taking an interest in all of the kids that worked on the show, helping them to do their very best. And Alison's tribute referenced the actress's inner beauty. So we're more than a couple minutes into the video, and here's what you should know. Alison is nothing like Nellie. She's just not. Sadly, a role like that, however, is going to lead to one getting a bit typecast. Yes, Alison did land a handful of other roles on shows like Love Boat and Fantasy Island, but for the most part, and for better or worse, actors and actresses like Alison who find themselves typecast simply have to find a way to turn a potentially negative situation into a positive. And that, my friends, is exactly what Alison has done. When it became clear to her that people were really having a hard time seeing past Nellie, she pivoted and channeled her energy and talent into a new career as a stand-up comedian. And while she was reinventing herself as a comic, Alison was also realizing that being remembered as Nellie, well, it wasn't all that bad. In 2002, Alison was honored by the Young Artist Foundation with its former Child Star Lifetime Achievement Award. And even better than that, at the 2006 TV Land Awards, Arngrim tied with Danielle Spencer, yep, good old D from What's Happening, as the character most in need of a timeout. You know, it's really great when you can look back and laugh at the characters that you played on TV, and Alison has been able to do exactly that. Alison has also found time to look beyond her own situation. She's extremely active and involved in a variety of different causes. Her friend and fellow actor Steve Tracy, who played Nellie's husband at the tail end of Little House on the Prairie, he died from complications of AIDS. And after his passing in 1986, Arngrim began doing what she could to build a greater awareness around AIDS, including the promotion of the organization ACT UP. And as time would permit, she would also help cover the AIDS hotline in her area. And in 2004, Arngrim revealed on Larry King Live that she herself was a victim of child abuse and an incest survivor. And because of that, she has become a frequent spokesperson against child abuse, most notably with the organization Protect. In 2010, Alison published her autobiography, and while she does talk about her own case of abuse, most importantly, she just does a great job of making the book lighthearted and fun, More than anything else, it is just a wonderful trip down memory lane. She has also wrote and performed a stage version of her autobiography, which premiered in New York, but has since been performed all around the world. Folks just love Alison's frank, funny, and frequently fond reflections of her life both as Nellie and beyond. And Alison continues to find opportunities to reminisce about her time on the prairie. In particular, I really enjoyed a recent visit with Megyn Kelly. Her memories about auditioning for multiple roles on Little House on the Prairie are just priceless. End of the day, it's been a pretty decent career for Ms. Arngrim. For whatever reason, the French really seem to enjoy her character on Little House, so every year she spends some time over there as well. Alright, now it's your turn. Please share your memories in the comments section, and while you're at it, I'd love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And I would be absolutely honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, and mostly television from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. The good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.